We're back again with a night review. This time with a special preview of Viceroy. Viceroy's house.
Viceroy's house.
Directed by another woman who did another level.
Gurinder Chadha, yeah?
Yeah, who did Bend It Like Beckham and everybody knows from Party on the Beach. And a few other bits and bobs he done, which I can't remember.
Pride and Prejudice.
No, I don't even want to talk about that one.
So it's about, what is it? It's partition, isn't it?
Yeah.
India and Pakistan.
India-Pakistan partition, how the Viceroy is basically someone who goes to India and takes care of...
He's in charge of India.
Yeah. And this is the last Viceroy that's coming down to give independence to India, hand it over, and do the proceedings.
Played by Hugh Bonneville of Downton Abbey, and it's the Viceroy is obviously Lord Louis Mountbatten, Prince Charlie's uncle, and his wife is Edwina Baton, which is Gillian Anderson.
And he's in Weed and Curry.
What?
Nothing to do with Weed and Curry.
No, that's some MP. No one's gonna get that.
In the UK, somebody's gonna get it. You never know.
You never know. Yeah.
I doubt it.
That's eggs, that is.
Google it. You don't need to. Yeah, salmonella.
The British have decided to leave after 400 odd years. World War II's, after that difficult war, they ain't got the money to keep the jewel in the crown, India. So he's leaving, and he wants everything to be nice and calmly left. But so many years of rule, they've pitted every community against each other: Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs. Yeah,
literally against each other's throats.
Yeah, so it's brewing. It's kind of like, and obviously now independence may give them, So it's in the Viceroy's house. You got 500 servants.
Yeah,
and they're all mixed. They're like Hindus and Muslim and Sikhs, and it starts off a nice little, gentle. This is how it is. A little bit like maybe a bit of like a television program. A bit kind of like nice.
Bit Downton Abbey-ish.
Yeah, and she's doing like the Queen's accent, and she sounded like the Queen. So after a while, you get to get used to Gillian Anderson talking like that.
I think it was worse in the trailer than actually seeing it on screen. In the trailer, when Gillian Anderson's talking, you just laugh. You just think,
The trailer was funny for me.
Was she the Queen? No, she's just playing Gillian Anderson pretending to be the Queen the way it sounds.
Yeah, it sounded like a parody.
Yeah.
A lot of the trailer was funny as well. Even Gandhi looked funny. Yeah.
Gandhi looked as if his face looked as if he got knocked down a few times by Mike Tyson.
The movie, we obviously watched the special screening with the director and two of the cast members. Based around the arrival of the Viceroy, there's obviously a story of the two of the people who work in there, are newly arrived to the inner circle of Mountbatten, a character called Jeet, and he has a history because he recognizes the Muslim girl Alia.
One of the girls that's actually serving in the
so they've had some sort of history, and she's like
basically
she's married. She's gonna get married to someone else.
Yeah, Puri's her dad, and
the late great Puri.
Yeah, the late Puri. That's probably gonna be his last movie then, I guess.
That probably might have been his last movie. Yeah, one of his last.
Basically, you got Jeet Kumar, whose real name's
Manish Dawal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was there at the screening, and Huma Qureshi, the Indian girl, the Muslim girl,
who is actually Indian.
Who is actually Indian, and he's American, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's Canadian, isn't he? Or is he American?
No, he's American. No, as soon as he opened his mouth, like, is he Canadian or American? Wow, we thought he was British or something.
Yeah.
But so he's basically they're the newcomers to, like, I guess they're the fresh stars, the upcoming stars.
Yeah. But anyway, you got Jeet Kumar, who was a warden, basically kind of a police officer for Puri, who helped Puri because Puri went blind, being in jail for some reason or other. Don't really say. Exactly
no, basically,
why.
It sounds like Puri was a rebel, somebody fighting against the British or something, right? And he ended up becoming blind, and Jeet Kumar looks after him or shows some kindness, reads David Copperfield and all this other stuff to him.
But he fancies his daughter.
Yeah.
Who, unfortunately for him, is
gonna get married.
Yeah, to
Asif, some guy called Asif, played by
Mr. Bean on steroids.
He looks like Mr. Bean, played by Aradul Singh or something like that. So he's
a massive guy.
Massive guy. Looks like Mr. Bean. When you said it, I was just laughing.
It's like I just said to you, like, why does he look like Mr. Bean? But he's got like a giant body.
Massive guy. Yeah. So he's come back. He comes back to see his fiance as well, and he's the driver of Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Who's one of the leaders of the Indian National Congress, as well as he's played by Denzel Smith. Somebody called Denzel Smith, and so he's pit against his rival Nehru, who's played by Tanveer Ghani. Who's been long history. Gurinder Chadha. He's been in Bajin Beach and a few other things. So, and then you have Gandhi, who's in it a little bit as well.
Yeah, the boxed up Gandhi.
Who's played by an actor called Nareej Gabi, who's played him before in an Indian TV movie, I think. So he is quite good in the trailer. He sounded funny, but he's actually quite good in it. And so we've got three of the main characters of the politicians. So it's diverging in what's happening, the history. Everybody's got their own agenda. Gandhi seems to be the one that's being the most compromising out of everybody, and he's saying, "Let's just do it this way to save the fate of the upcoming new nation." And Hugh Bonneville, he wants to take his time, but events are leading where it's going much more faster, and the backdrop is obviously the backdrop is obviously that triangle between them. It's a bit like it's kind of reminds you of other things that happen, like Brexit now. You know, mirrors kind of that image, doesn't it?
I think that's probably why it came out about this time. Kind of leads up to the same kind of thing with immigration and people who were basically part of one nation being divided over things that they didn't need to be divided by. India as a whole would be fine as India as a whole. Instead, with dividing, just like the Americans done, just like the UK did with pretty much every country. If you want to conquer somewhere, you divide and conquer. So this is what they've pretty much done. That's what the story is trying to say.
Because same with Brexit, some people want to take it easy, but some people are like, let's just get on with it. Same with the Palestine-Israel thing. People are saying that's too long now, 50 years. So that's obviously mentioned by Jinnah as well. So look what you did in Palestine. Look what's going on there. You know, I want this. I want Pakistan. And it's talking about, it kind of like paints some characters as it's one of the few films that makes Churchill not that great.
Yeah, it doesn't depict him in a great light.
Yeah, I mean, he's not on screen, but it doesn't depict him as great. And obviously, person who's his right hand man, Hugh Bonneville, Mountbatten's is Hastings Ismir, General Hastings Ismir, who's the guy who's been on the ground for ages and played by Michael Gambon. So he starts off as just a normal character, but then what is he? Is he a bit manipulative? You know, is he? Because they're very naive, aren't they?
Yeah. The fact that he's thrown in the deep end, and in a way, it's more to do with how the British themselves, actually back home, want to handle the situation compared to how he wants to handle the situation himself. He's been basically taken over. It's the situation that he's trying to handle by how to divide and separate India.
Yeah.
But what Gandhi wanted, he kept on saying it, and he goes, instead of, by dividing everybody, you're not going to see the divide of, oh, there's Indians and there's the British and so forth and so forth. Instead, you're just going to have British people, and these people aren't going to be known as part of India or part of Pakistan. They're just going to be known as Muslims.
The first time we see Puri, when Ajit Kumar meets him again, it's nice because everyone's mixed there. There's like Sikhs and Muslims and
everybody's trying to getting along.
They're having their little Qawwali thing
because they're saying like, oh, we not only
Yeah.
We not only celebrate Diwali, we not only celebrate Sikh festivals, we also celebrate Eid as well.
Yeah.
And we all do it together, kind of like a lot of people celebrate Christmas, even though in different religions and whatnot.
Mm.
Instead of just separating everybody. That way, oh, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Or because I'm Muslim, I'm not going to do that because I'm Hindu, I'm not going to do this because I'm Sikh.
Yeah.
And generally, the whole film is literally about divide in, not just in the physical sense of them actually dividing the nation, but in the meaning of dividing by religion, divided by caste, by a lot of things, which is what's happening at the minute with people to do with the Brexit.
Yeah, because there's a love romance and there's other elements going on. It's a bit soapy, isn't it? I would call it slightly
It's
soap
a bit,
opera.
yeah. It doesn't quite. No, but it doesn't. It's very operatic, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Melodramatic in its own way, but a bit Bollywoodish, but not quite.
yeah.
You don't have any really gritty moments or anything like that. It's more played down a bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of newsreels about what's going on, about the riots.
A lot of stock footage.
Yeah, a lot of stock footage. But the thing is, the characters, it's a perspective of it's from a view of the servants as well.
Yeah,
mostly. So it's got the Indian perspective.
They're talking about the poorest people to the wealthiest people.
Yeah. So it's
Everybody in between.
so it's a British Indian perspective, a bit different from obviously Gandhi, which is directed by Sir Richard Attenborough. So
But Gandhi in a massively great light.
yeah. Even though he's on a few frames,
but thankfully they don't overly use him. That's one thing.
Yeah, that was good. They didn't overly use him, and it kept quite straight. Even though there's the controversy with Churchill and stuff, and what's going on, and the splitting, what the British divide and conquer thing, but they've kept it quite simple. Where there's rumours of Lord Mountbatten's affair with, Edwina Mountbatten's affair with Nehru.
Yeah.
That they didn't touch on. And Nehru's played quite well. I think he played him quite well. And Jinnah is kind of cool and, a bit, you don't know too much about him and you don't know if he's a bad guy or a good guy. But even though I would say he's cast as, Umpur calls him a troublemaker, but he's not the bad guy. And I don't think...
Basically, he even looks like Christopher Lee.
He looks Christopher Lee, but he's not a bad guy.
He's got that streak of hair, and he's just got that evil face. And
Yeah, but Christopher Lee played Jinnah. Jinnah looked like him. So he was basically...
But he wanted basically one thing, and he was adamant about it until he got it. I didn't really get it by doing it the normal...
No, he said he got used.
Yeah.
And he said he knew he got used, but at least he got half the country he wanted. Lord Mountbatten got used totally.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, because Lord Mountbatten is... His name is Mountbatten, deal. That's what it's called.
But then I don't know how Asian people in the UK are going to see this film or what they're going to think of it, because mainly you're going to have obviously two sides, as bloody usual, just like this damn film. You're going to have people who obviously are going to be pro-Pakistanis and pro-Indians looking at this movie and seeing it in different ways.
Yeah.
Some people are going to see this, well, at least, it needs to be done, and that was that. But from India's perspective, to me, it just feels as if you just got used, taken over, and the British won again, as per usual.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Pakistani roots, you've got Indian roots.
Yeah.
So, we... everybody, if every different people make it, if a Pakistani makes this movie about partition, different Indian makes it, British Asian makes it, white person makes it, American makes it, it'll be different. But the thing is, it's I thought it was as pretty decently
they're trying to reach a middle ground.
Middle ground, as middle as they could. I mean, I've seen some documentaries, and in some quotes, Jinnah sounds like he wanted India to stay as it was anyway. So it's arguable and controversial.
No, it's absolutely sure. Then so history's a bit.
Yeah, so they lived beside each other for years, hundreds of years, but then thousands of years, but then a few hundred years of Britain, the East Indian Company, and all that just
separating them all. Yeah, England got quite a bit more of a deal out of it. Plus, it made India less of a superpower.
They got to wash their hands clean.
Yeah.
Performances by Manishwar, the upcoming actors are quite good. I really like Umburi. Still stood out. His performance stood out.
But he's the person who just owns the screen when
he just owns the screen. He's good. Tanveer Ghani's good as Nehru. Denzel Smith's good as Jinnah, and Gandhi, great as well. So everybody's good, and you were saying something about Mountbatten's daughter.
Yeah.
Her pronunciation of Punjab.
It was Hindi. It was just one word. I can't remember what it was, but you could tell. I was told to say a word, and she said it so perfectly. It's like, you've been practicing this for way too long to just all of a sudden said that word. I can't remember what it was.
Lady Pamela Mills' daughter. Yeah. So, So it's
that's nothing. That's just a little thing I just saw in the movie. Just like,
yeah.
Because then the other people who have been there for much longer than her could barely pronounce Jack.
The other white actors, isn't it? Yeah. Some of it did show a bit how ridiculous it was because they were splitting everything. Like, this goes to India. They had like books in the library. Like Great Expectation will go to India, and Jane Eyre will go, or Wuthering Heights will go to Pakistan. It's kind of weird. And
that was a bit crazy.
It did show how stupid it got to, but then it showed that had that love triangle thing, tensions within the household of people, and people upset that their mates they're never going to see their mates again that they had worked for years.
The main love story at the end of the day, which is a bit forced at times.
It is a bit quick, isn't it? But I think
that's a bit quick. But all the history behind it, didn't have time. They could have done it more Titanic-y, like focus a little bit more on that while that's going on in the background, because that's going to happen anyway, with or without that story. So you could focus more on the actual characters instead of just those particular forces. Or it's long enough.
They would have to make it long, I think.
Yeah,
because the time frame was quite.
But if they made it interesting, it wouldn't matter so much. You just needed about 10 minutes extra. Just focus on that. It would have done it a little bit more. I don't know, they're having more fun with each other and whatnot.
Yeah, but they've kept it there. They kept that, and it's like we said, it's semi-autobiographical because it's a bit personal, because her grandmother, her roots are from Pakistan. Gurinder Chadha.
Yeah, basically.
So
her grandmother came over and
took that journey.
Took the journey. Politician.
People. So
and I think a child died in the streets. Was it?
Yeah, somewhere like that. Yeah. So it's got some horrific parts. The whole idea of the movie, and she said she recently went to Pakistan for the first time in her life to see her ancestry land and stuff as part of a BBC documentary and stuff. So she's doing a documentary later on about.
There's a film in there. Took the kids there as well.
Yeah, where it shows that it's a bit more kind of like.
I've been a bit more personal movie before. That was it.
Yeah, it shows a bit more of other leading politicians or that are around that had opposite points of like Muslims that wanted to stay in India and Hindus who wanted it to be split as well. So it's kind of a mixture in it.
Compared to her other films, do you think this is kind of in tune with what she does, or?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a longer project. It is a bit in tune, and it's kind of it's grander, isn't it? Then, so it's like the first time she got a big, and I can see the casting of Hugh Bonneville is a good thing for the international audiences because
on the front of the poster.
Yeah, but the thing is, people are going to be like other people who probably wouldn't watch
Gillian
the movie
Anderson, which
might watch it because Hugh Bonneville's in it. They might take an interest in it, and she couldn't. As you said in the Q&A, she couldn't talk too much about the politics of it because she's got to think about international audience, not just the Indian and the British audience. But there's loads of things that she never touched upon.
I wonder how this would play in India. Weirdly.
I think it'll do all right. I think that might be a bit.
No, I mean what their views would be. In fact, I wouldn't know what Nat's view would have been.
Yeah,
but he's not here.
Yeah. So, So I mean, it would have been great if he did watch it because he's a Hindu as well. So we would have had to see what his point of view.
Yeah, Muslim seeking a Hindu. very Downtown Abbey, which not particularly hilarious to me, but hilarious to some people in the audience.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch Downton Abbey, but I would imagine that's how the humor is like there. Just
a bit upper class,
a bit like
which may have a better
sophisticated.
international. I wouldn't say sophisticated. I would just say a little bit
International man of mystery. So yeah, and obviously Simon Cowell's in it as well, isn't he? Because he has to draw up the man. He's the barrister.
You know, the only thing,
Cedric.
The way he was playing that just reminded me of when he was in Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
He
You do the same kind of acting, same kind of thing. I don't know what I'm doing. All that kind of thing.
Yeah. Michael Gambon is. It has to be clean. Like the way he does his mouth, has to be clean. And he's like, "It's a bloody axe." Like hacking just an axe.
There was some over dramatic lines in there.
But you need over dramatic lines when you're dealing with history.
I don't expect much more of it. I mean, I didn't expect it to be any good when I first saw the trailer, because the trailer was hilarious. Actually, I went there to be fair, I went there because I thought it might actually be a laugh out loud. But even though the cast and crew were there, which I was wondering, I hope I don't laugh out loud in case they are any unintentional humor. But
plus, you passed the director. I knew who she was, but I was just polite enough not to talk before we went in.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know who was directing this. I literally didn't know who was directing this. And I saw her and just walked right past and didn't really notice. Just some person.
I mean, there were some funny moments in the
I could tell they were part of the cast and crew, but I don't know who. I just thought, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you thought there were the grips.
No, I thought they were
the best boys on.
I thought maybe one of them's got something to do. Maybe one of them's a writer. Like, she looked familiar, but whatever.
I mean the upcoming actors. I think I've seen Manish there, but I didn't know he was.
Maybe we're just thinking all Asians look alike and just went right
no. When I seen Manish with her, I thought he's gonna in it, but obviously I've never heard of him before. So the American actor from North Carolina. The one curious thing just before the Q&A was that Gurinder Chadha said that I made a movie called Baji on the Beach 25 years ago. I was the first British Asian woman to do that. And then I'm still the first British Asian. I'm still the only British Asian woman to make a movie 25 years later. This movie, and people started clapping, and I was like,
"I looked at you. I was like, why are people clapping? You know that's not a good thing."
And then she got to correct them. She says, "It's not a good thing."
I think they're just clapping. They just want to do them on the thing. They clapped or anything.
Clapped out of anything.
She said something. Clap.
No, like I clapped on things that you need to clap on.
Yeah.
She didn't. Some of the people were just like.
I think some people just weren't paying much attention or something.
Like,
or just like, oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Round of applause for you doing that one thing that you're trying to. Stupid people. Sorry. Well, some people are just dense.
The cast was good. The lead interest. The upcoming actors, good. Huma Qureshi, very beautiful woman. I found, and Liz Harris as well, Lady Palmer Mills, very attractive and perfect Punjabi Hindi. Sorry, so I would give it. I would say it's okay. I'll give it okay because I think it's watchable, but it is what it is. Where it's just it's a difficult subject to do proper. And I think you need a longer movie than whatever it was, hour and 40 minutes. I think it wasn't that long.
Yeah, it was
about an hour and 40. I think you might need to
hour and 49 minutes probably.
Yeah, because I think you need to go more into the love story part, and then maybe a bit more.
I cared about love story, but not quite as much.
Yeah, you cared about the character.
Personally, I think the movie was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it in its own way. Thankfully, I didn't think it was hilarious like a trailer was.
Yeah,
and I came out with a good feeling, and I'm fine with that. It's a good movie. Some people I think will enjoy it probably more than we will. And it's to see how it does. I wish it well.
I wish it well as well.
It'll bring up the subject, and maybe you'll give opportunity for other people to do the same kind of thing.
To do a different movie.
Yeah.
About it. And I mean, Ompuri It was one of the nice. If it is one of his last movies, it is one of his last movies. If it's not the last movie, it's a nice one. He showed that he can just like take over.
He's still banging out there.
Yeah, he was in the original Gandhi for a little bit.
Mm.
When he says, "I smashed the baby's face in."
Yeah.
That bit, he just looks skinny and just like he has that nose, doesn't he?
That distinctive nose.
Distinctive pudgy, and it's like spots on it, and it's
a weird. It's like a drinking nose.
It is a drinking nose,
but he's got it for some reason.
Yeah, but he's not conventional. He wasn't a conventional actor, but look what he did, man. Look at the things he did.
Well, that was Viceroy's house. I hope it does well. I hope other people try to watch and see how it is and stuff. Otherwise, it's been a nightly review from me and Mo, and we'll see you guys later. You just watched Let's Talk Shorts, nightly reviews. Either hit the like button or the hate button, just don't ignore us, or leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you want more content, or not, or whatever. Either way, leave a comment down below. Thank you.